Hello everybody, Stern the Dog here, and welcome to the 4th season of the Slugcat Games. Today, we have in District 1, Flower, creator of the Slugcat Games, shout out to him, Bread Enjoyer, Dyson, and Leamster. In District 2, we have Newsflash, Ashicle, this guy, and the Bat Box. In District 3, we have Anub, me, Vibin, and Z-Said. District 4, we have Glue, Grimbear, and the winner of Season 2, Chris. And also Ostil, who had the best arc ever, where he managed to kill like 5 people last time after dying first in the 2nd season. Team 5, we have Jolt, who was the furthest human survivor in the previous season, Auber, Batlos, and Scroomy. In District 6, we have Bird Science, Hero, Review Saint, and Crux. In District 7, we have Moonlight, Pop-Tart, Survivor, and Monk. Then District 8, we have Hunter, Artificer, Gourmand, and Rivulate. In District 9, we have Spearmaster, Saint, Nightcat, and Enoch. District 10, Slugcat and Hat, Engineer Cat, Gun Cat, and 3D Cat. District 11, God, why does no one have normal? Okay, whatever. Changing PFP, Marco, and Fanov. District 12, we have Scav 1, Scav 2, Scav 3, and even Scav 4, who is in a romantic relationship with Chris. So we begin the arena. As the shelter opens, the horn sounds. Ashicle and Ostil fight for a batfly. Ashicle lost the battle and died. So first event, and already we have one person dead. Hero stays in the arena for resources. Vibin watches for what Review Saint and 3D Cat are doing. Scav 4 runs away from the cornucopia. Spearmaster couldn't see the drop. Oh, it's fixed! It's fixed! I can finally pronounce it normally. Spearmaster couldn't see the dropwig, but Batlos saved him. Glue runs away from the cornucopia. Dyson, Nightcat, Guncat, and Engineer Cat lost the battle against Orange Lizard Gang and died. Slugcat and Hat boost Rivulet to reach blue fruits. This guy too avoids local creatures. Auber watches for what Chris and Marco are doing. Pop-Tart breaks Scav 1's muzzle for a bag of chicken nuggets. Bread Enjoyer was grabbed by a pole plant, but Gourmand managed to save him. Monk runs away from the cornucopia. Leamster stays in the arena for resources. This guy and Jolt dance on a pole. Survivor picks up spear from the ground. Cern the dog takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Fanov runs away from the cornucopia. Anub runs away from the cornucopia. Enoch runs away from the cornucopia. Batbox and Hunter dance on a pole. Crux picks up an explosive spear from the ground. Artificer grabs the centipede shield. Newsflash survives a huge lag spike. Scroomy, Scav, and Scav 3 fight Flower and Saint. Flower and Saint survive, so Scroomy and Scav 3 are dead. Z-Set takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Changing PFP throws an explosive spear in Moonlight's body. He explodes after. Grimbear watches the situation from above while hanging on a grappling worm. Bird Science is teasing Wormgrass, and Scav 2 successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Day Cycle 1. Bird Science and Survivor hunt for other tributes. Scav 1 hopped on Rain Escape. 3D Cat waters Bubble Fruit. Batlos, Leamster, Review Saint, and Stern the Dog won a battle against Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Crux and this guy too work together for the day. Anub questions his sanity. Enoch diverts Hero's attention and runs away. Rivulette couldn't see the dropwig, but Gourmand saved her. It's so weird being able to pronounce things properly. Newsflash searches for a water source. Changing PFP stalks Marco. Slugcat and Hat was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Batbox managed to save him. Spearmaster injures himself. Ostil stalks Monk. Flower, Artificer, and Vibin hunt for other tributes. Pop-Tart successfully tamed Hungry Lizard. Chris was grabbed by Lean Lizard, but Jolt managed to save him. Saint makes a wooden spear. Scav 4 was grabbed by a pole plant, but Fanov managed to save him. This guy sprains his ankle while running away from Grimbear. Glue got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Hunter and Bread Enjoyer worked together for the night. Scav 2 got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Abra hunts for other tributes, and Z-Set bleeds out due to untreated injuries. So here we have the dead. We have Ashicle from District 2, Dyson from District 1, Nightcat from District 9, Guncat from District 10, and Engineer Cat from District 10. Scroomy from District 5, Scav 3 from District District 12, Moonlight from District 7, and Z-Set from District 3. So if we look at everyone's status, here we have 1 dead, and Flower with 2 kills already. Ashical with District 2 with 1 dead, District 3 1 dead, District 4 all alive, and Ostil with 1 kill. Let's see if he does his the cool thing he did last time again, where he kills like 5 people. District 5 1 dead, District 6 everyone alive, District 7 1 dead, District 8 everyone alive, District 9 1 dead, and Saint with 2 kills. I don't know if he's such a saint. District 10 2 dead, District 11 everyone alive, and District 12 1 dead. It's night 1. This guy too fends Leamster, Saint, and Hunter away from his fire. Spearmaster, Marco, Jolt, Chris, and Review Saint sleep in shifts. I think about winning. Anub goes to sleep. Glue fends changing PFP, Crooks, and Enoch away from his fire. Slugcat and Hat, Scav 2, Newsflash, and Bird Sign sleep in shifts. Artificer sets up camp for the night. Flower and Fanov run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Scav 1 looks at the night sky. Survivor thinks about winning. Batbox sets up camp for the night. Aubrey sleeps in shelter. Gormon sleeps in shelter. 3D Cat sets up camp for the night. Pop-Tart passes out from exhaustion. Rivulite quietly hums. Bread Enjoyer starts a fire. This guy sleeps in shelter. Ostil tends to his wounds. Grimbear tries to sing himself to sleep. Hero and Vibin huddle for warmth. Monk and Battles cuddle for warmth. And Scav 4 attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. We have day 2. Marco and this guy too work together for the day. Anub got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Pop-Tart received medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Vibin scares Saint off. Leamster goes hunting. Bread Enjoyer searches for firewood. Slugcat and Hat, Monk, and Sir and the Dog hunt for other tributes. Flower, Scav 2, Ostil, Scav 4, and Hero hunt for other tributes. Hunter almost falls in void, but Newsflash catches him. Batlow searches for a water source. Rivulette escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Survivor and Spearmaster split up to search for resources. Jolt receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Fanov got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Auber overhears Glue and Enoch talking in the distance. It's not player 2 anymore. That's something. RIP player 2, guys. Chris makes a wooden spear. A Scav 1 asks changing PFP for food, but he doesn't give any. This guy constructs a hideout. Bird Science overhears Crux and Batbox talking in the distance. Artificer injures himself. Gourmand and 3D Cat hunt for other tributes. And no people dead. So it's still as it was last time. No changes. We proceed to night 2. Spearmaster sees a fire but stays hidden. Artificer couldn't see the dropwig, but Glue saved him. This guy quietly hums. Battles and Flower huddle for warmth. Changing PFP defeats 3D Cat in a fight but spares his life. Vibin tries to sing himself to sleep. Marco almost falls in void, but Ostil catches them. That's not something Ostil would do. Ostil doesn't care if somebody survives. This is inaccurate. Bread Enjoyer uses a flashbang to distract Auber and escape. Slugcat and Hat No. Slugcat and Hat, how could you do such a thing? I'm the commentator, you know. I'm the one who cheered you on when you won in Season 3. How could you do this to me? Rivulette thinks of Review Saint's mother. This guy too and Grimbear sleep in shifts. Bird Science, Monk, and Saint cheerfully sing songs together. Anub almost falls in void, but Survivor catches them. Scav 2 kills Crux for his supplies. Chris and Enoch hold hands. Hero stays awake all night. No. Also, Leamster, you can't do that. Scav 4 is already in a relationship. That's not okay, you know? You can't just do that in front of someone that's in a relationship. Batbox throws a spear into Hunter's head. Pop-Tart and Newsflash tell stories about themselves to each other. Jot and Scav 1 sleep in shifts. Fanov climbs a tree to rest. Gourmand cooks his food before putting his fire out. Day 3. Grimbear is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. This guy is teasing wormgrass. Enoch screams out loud. Batlos swims in a lake. Batbox tends to Rivulet's wounds. Scav 4, Newsflash, Saint, and Anna raid Gourmand's shelter while he is hunting. Slugcat and Hat tries to spearfish with a SPEA or in all caps. This guy too waters bubble fruit. Glue hunts for other tributes. Chris injures himself, probably due to what that other guy did to Scav 4. Monk pinks flowers. Spearmaster thinks about home. Review Saint runs away from Vibin. Scav 2 receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Ostil, Pop-Tart, and Hero hunt for other tributes. Bread Enjoyer discovers a river. 3D Cat scares Auber with a vulture mask. Scav 1 picks flowers. Changing PFP, Survivor, Bird Science, and Artificer won a battle against Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Jolt receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Marco was grabbed by a pole plant, but Flower managed to save him. Fanov practices his aim, and Leamster thinks about home. So we have 3 dead. Me, Crux, and Hunter. Well, now if we look here, there's 1 dead, 2 dead, all alive still, 1 dead, 1 dead, 1 dead, 1 dead, 1 dead, 2 dead, and Slugcat and Cat who killed me. Not cool. Changing PFP also has 1 kill, and scav 2 has 1 kill with scav 3 dead. Let's now continue to night 3. Bird Science, Pop-Tart, Chris, and scav 1 tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Reveal that starts a fire. Enoch and scav 4 hold hands. Isn't that like the second time this happened? Or last time was it with Chris? Is this a poly relationship now? Wait. I think this didn't this like happen like last time? Yeah. Chris and Enoch hold hands. And now scav 4 and Enoch hold hands. Leamster thinks about winning. Anub, Marco, Gormon, scav 2, and Flower sleep in shifts. Review Saint thinks of Grimber's mother. Abra sees a fire but stays hidden. Batlos loses sight of where he is. Monk sleeps in shelter. Ostil cries himself to sleep. No. Changing PFP is awoken by nightmares. 3D Cat is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Newsflash lets Survivor into his shelter. This guy sees a fire but stays hidden. Slugcat and Hat and Artificer huddle for warmth. Saint flashbangs Glue and tried to kill him, but Glue escapes. Jolt tends to his wounds. Vibin couldn't see the dropwick, but Babak saved him. Fanov, no. Bread Enjoyer climbs a tree to rest. You have day 4. Bread Enjoyer flashbangs Marco and tries to kill them, but Marco escapes. Vibin camouflages himself in the bushes. Changing PFP constructs a hideout. Monk collects fruit from a tree. Batlos screams out loud. Scav 1 receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Review Saint and Aber work together for the day. Scav 2, Fanov, Spearmaster, and Chris hunt for other tributes. Reveal at Pop-Tart, this guy, and Gormon raid Leamster's shelter while he is hunting. Glue receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Flower is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Saint tries to sleep through the entire day. Bird Science is high on mushrooms. Newsflash picks flowers. Artificer cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Hero steals from scav 4 while she is unlocking. Oh yeah, also scav 4 went through trans surgery apparently because lore. Grimbear got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. 3D Cat tries to spear fish with a spear in all caps. Ostil uses a flashbang to distract Slugcat and Hat and escapes. Anub camouflages himself in the bushes. Jolt receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Enoch collects fruit from a tree. Survivor receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. And this guy too chills with Batbox. So only 1 dead, and that's Artificer. So yeah, it's still the same, except here there is now 2 dead, leaving only Gormand and Rivula. Okay. We now move on to night 4. Marco begs for Bread Enjoyer to kill him. He refuses, keeping Marco alive. Albert reviews Saint and scav 4 cheerfully sing songs together. Chris flashbangs Glue and tries to kill them, but Glue escapes. Ostil screams for help. You guys don't. This simulator doesn't understand. Ostil doesn't ask for help. Ostil doesn't care about other people. Ostil kills. That's how he got MVP last time. All of this is inaccurate and uncanonical to the lore. Ostil is self-independent, and he kills everything he sees. Newsflash is awoken by nightmares. Changing PFP destroys this guy too's supply while he is asleep. Leamster tends to Anub's wounds. Survivor convinces Gorman to snuggle with him. Bird Science tries to sing himself to sleep. Scav 2 climbs a tree to rest. Battles looks at the night sky. Hanov looks at the night sky. Saint tends to Flower's wounds. This guy tends to his wounds. Hero thinks about winning. Jolt is awoken by nightmares. Pop-Tart tries to treat his infection. Rivula uses signs of where she is. Scav 1 thinks about winning. Grimber sleeps in shelter. Batbox cooks his food before putting his fire out. Enoch loses sight of where he is, and Slugcat and Hat fence 3D Cat, Spearmaster, and Monk away from his fire, and Vibin tries to sing himself to sleep. We are now on to day 5. Hero diverts Vibin's attention and runs away. Jolt, Survivor, Gormand, and Anna won a battle against Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Battles was grabbed by Lean Lizard, but Saint managed to save him. Scav 1 is high on mushrooms. Monk uses a flashbang to distract Bread Enjoyer and escapes. Spearmaster, Bird Science, and Pop-Tart hunt for other tributes. Batbox thinks about home. Rivulet brings Scav 4 to her to say hello. Scav 4 almost kills her after. Very rude. Though also, Rivulet was a bit mean in the previous season, so I would understand. Review Saint, Newsflash, Slugcat and Hat and Scav 2 won a battle against Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Fanov, Ostil, and Grimbear hunt for other tributes. Marco questions his sanity. This guy steals from this guy too while he isn't looking. Leamster defeats Enoch in a fight but spares his life. Chris defeats Auber in a fight but spares his life. Changing PFP sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Flowers teasing Wormgrass. 3D Cat questions his sanity, and Glue receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. No deaths. So everything is still the same. Let's move on to night 5. Pop-Tart screams for help. Scav 2, Scav 1, and Newsflash discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Rivulet attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. 3D Cat, Bread Enjoyer, Batlos, and Review Saint sleep in shifts. Grimbear lets Bird Science into his shelter. Saint, Anub, and Survivor discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Marco thinks about home. Batbox forces Auber to kill Fanov or Leamster. He decides to kill Fanov. This guy is awoken by nightmares. Monk, Changing PFP, and Flower sleep in shifts. This guy 2 and Enoch huddle for warmth. Jolt and Vibin sleep in shifts. Scav 4 fends Glue, Hero, and Ostil away from her fire. Slugcat and Hat, Spheremaster, Gormand, and Chris sleep in shifts. We are now on to day 6. Saint swims in a lake. Leamster explores the arena. This guy sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Pop-Tart stalks Vibin. 3D Cat chases Newsflash. Marco receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Gormand almost falls in void but Scav 2 catches him. Batbox and Bird Signs hunt further tributes. Grimbear steals from Hero while he isn't looking. Bread Enjoyer scares Survivor off. Changing PFP brings Batlos to him to say hello. Batlos almost kills him after. Scav 1 bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Rivulet successfully tamed Hungry Lizard. Flower uses a flashbang to distract Auber and escapes. Monk and Chris split up to search for resources. Scav 4 asks Enoch for food, but he doesn't give any. Glue fishes. Spearmaster receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Ostil tends to this guy 2's wounds. Review Saint scares Slugcat and Hat with a vulture mask, and Anna runs away from Joel. And it's a disaster event, a scavenger pearl hunt. So Flowers, and it doesn't even say the names. So, Flower escaped. I think that's Grimbear. Honestly, I have no idea. Wait, who is that? Where is that? Oh, that's Bird Science. Yeah, I knew that. Anub escapes, Saint escapes, Hero escapes, Monk escapes. Let's see how good I am at this. Slugcat and Hat escapes. This is Glue, I think. Survivor. Bread Enjoyer. Is this Auber? That might be Auber. Yeah, that's Auber. Look at how good I am at this, guys. Fanov, Ostil. Okay, this is the first one I actually have no idea. Who is that? Wait, was it that? No, it was the... Oh, Batbox. That's Batbox. Okay. That was the first one I didn't actually know. Okay. Changing PFP. 3D Cat. Okay, I don't know that again. Oh, Newsflash couldn't find the pearl. Oh, and it literally said the name here. Batbox couldn't pass exit gates because of scavenger logic. So, Spearmaster. Scav 4 and Enoch were fighting for a pearl. Enoch died. Gormand got his pearl stolen by Rivulet and was left to rot and die. This is Leamster, I think, who escaped. Chris escaped. I think this is Batlaws. This is this guy. This is Jolt. This is Review Saint. Scav. Which one is it? Tree is dead. I think this is Scav 2. Don't know who this is. And Pop-Tart couldn't find the pearl. Who is this? Oh, this is Vibin. Okay. See, I guessed I was able to name like all of them except for 2. Look at how good I am. So 7 people died. Fanov, Scav 1, Batbox, Newsflash, Enoch, Gormand, and Pop-Tart are all dead. So if you look at everyone's status, 1 dead, 3 dead. Only this guy remains. So 2 dead. Everyone's still alive here. 1 dead, 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 2 dead, 2 dead, 1 dead, and 2 dead. So yeah, it was Scav 2. Okay. Night 6. Spearmaster silently slaps this guy's neck. So they're not alive anymore. So that district is now entirely gone, I think. Is that right? Is that right? Where was it? Yep, District 2 is now entirely gone. 3D Cat and Slugcat and Hat talk about the tributes still alive. Marco and Saint sleep in shifts. Scav 4 quietly hums. Grimberg. Oh, it still says couldn't here. This is so sad. Place grenades gently on floor. Well, actually, it doesn't say couldn't. It's just wrong. So I still have to say couldn't. Well, at least it doesn't say couldn't. That's one thing. Changing PFP, flashbangs Battles and tries to kill them, but Battles escapes. Rivula, Anna, Survivor, and Jolt tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Leamster thinks about winning. Monk questions his sanity. Abra sleeps in shelter. Chris thinks about winning. Glue and Nostal huddle for warmth. Scab 2 looks at the night sky. Bread and Jory sees a fire but stays hidden. Flower almost falls in void but Vibin catches them. Review Saint sets up camp for the night. This guy 2 and Bird Signs run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Hero questions his sanity. Okay, day 7. So, final day of the week. Hero defeats Survivor in a fight but spares his life. Chris asks Review Saint for food, but he doesn't give any. Scav 4 receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Anna asks Slugcat and Hat for food, but he doesn't give any. Slugcat and Hat is such a meanie. Vibin collects fruit from a tree. 3D Cat screams out loud. Saint bashes Marco's head against a rock several times. Ostil, Leamster, Flower, Battlers, and Monk hunt further tributes. Auber sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Changing PFP thinks about home. Blue scares Scav 2 with a vulture mask. This guy 2 falls into a pit of wormgrass and dies. Bread Enjoyer overhears Rivula and Spearmaster talking in the distance, and Jolt defeats Bird Signs in the fight but spares his life. So 4 people dead. This guy, Grimbear, Marco, and this guy too. So, 1 dead, the whole district is gone. 2 dead. 1 dead, 1 dead, 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, only Rivulet is alive, 2 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, and 2 dead. So changing PFP has to carry this team, and Rivulet has to carry this team. Let's see if that will work. Night 7. Slugcat and Hat gets dragged down in deep while leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Survivor cooks his food before putting his fire out. Anup thinks about winning. Battler screams for help. Flower thinks about winning. Chris kills Spearmaster with his own weapon, no longer a pacifist. Scav 4 begs for Scav 2 to kill her. Actually, I think Chris was a pacifist. He was in Season 2, I don't know if he was now. I think this was his first kill though. Scav 4 begs for Scav 2 to kill her. He refuses, keeping Scav 4 alive. Changing PFP and Treaty Cat huddle for warmth. Hero begs for Rivulet to kill him. She refuses, keeping Hero alive. Review Saint and Bread Enjoyer hold hands. Ostil passes out from exhaustion. Albert tried on a maid suit and got killed. Okay. Lamester scares Glue with a vulture mask. Vibin destroyed Sate's supply while he is sleeping. Monk sleeps in shelter. Bird Signs dies of dysentery, and Jolt falls into a pit and dies. So, that's week 1 over, and that means it's time for the water break, which is where I drink water after speaking really fast for like 30 minutes. Remember, guys, to stay hydrated while watching this premiere. Oh, and I didn't even choke this time because I'm getting better. Okay, day 8. Vibin receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Glue is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Rivulet camouflages herself in the bushes. Flower and Chris work together for the day. Hero is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Scav 2, Bread Enjoyer, and Review Saint hooded for other tributes. Handup tries to spearfish with a spear in uppercase. Slugcat and Hat hunts for other tributes. Survivor severely slices Ostil with a sword. Oh no, Ostil's dead, I think. That's what severe means, so Ostil's dead. Scav 4 asks Battles for food, but he doesn't give any. 3D Cat scares Monk with a vulture mask. Changing PFP waters bubble fruit. Saint fishes. Leamster practices his aim. So, Spearmaster, Auber, Bird Signs, Jolt, and Ostil is dead. Ostil's cool arc of killing everyone he sees is over. He is now back to being an unimportant character that nobody cares about. So here, 1 dead, 4 dead, 2 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, Battles is carrying. 2 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, so Saint is carrying. And with 3 kills, I think Saint is currently the least Saint in here. 2 dead, 3 dead, and 2 dead. So yeah, I think Saint has the most kills. And in second place, we have Flower. Not much kills currently. Proceed. Night 8. Review Saint tends to his wounds. Hero, Monk, Scav4, and Leamster sleep in shifts. Bread Enjoyer sees a fire but stays hidden. Treaty Cat questions his sanity. Vibin destroys Slugcat and Hat's supply while he is asleep. Glue stays awake all night. Flower quietly hums. Changing PFP defeats Anub in a fight but spares his life. Chris begs for Saint to kill him. He refuses, keeping Chris alive. Battles defeats Scav2 in a fight but spares his life. Survivor quietly hums. And Rivulet gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Day 9. Scav4 receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Rivulet uses a flashbang to distract Leamster and escapes. Flower and Changing PFP work together for the day. Survivor scares Chris with a vulture mask. Battles cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Also, that district's gone. Hero successfully tamed Hungry Lizard. Anna, Vibe, and 3D Cat and Review Saint raid Monk's shelter while he is hunting. Glue receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Bread Enjoyer swims in a lake. Saint scares Slugcat and Hat with a vulture mask, and Scav2 goes hunting. So only one dead, and that's Battles. So yeah, this whole district's gone now, which means I think 2 districts are gone. Night 9. Scav4, Chris and Slugcat and Hat cheerfully sing songs together. Flower receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Vibe and flashbang Scav2 and tries to kill them, but Scav2 escapes. Glue, Changing PFP, and Rivulet cheerfully sing songs together. Review Saint loses sight of where he is. Hero and 3D Cat huddle for warmth. Monk and Leamster talk about the tributes still alive. Anub stays awake all night. Bread Enjoyer and Saint huddle for warmth. Survivor sets up camp for the night. Day 10. Glue gets dragged down in deep leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Anub, Leamster, Rivulet, Changing PFP, and Survivor hunt for other tributes. Scav4 almost falls in void but Slugcat and Hat catches her. Vibin questions his sanity. Monk couldn't see the dropwick but Saint saved him. Flower swims in a lake. Chris receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Review Saint, Hero, and Scav2 hunt for other tributes. Bread Enjoyer tries to spearfish with a spear in uppercase. Treaty Cat gets dragged down in deep leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. So no dead. Night 10. Rivulet fends Chris, Vibin, and Slugcat and Hat away from her fire. Changing PFP lets Survivor into his shelter. No. Hero defeats Flower in the fight but spares his life. Review Saint almost falls in void but Leamster catches them. Scav4 quietly hums. Bread Enjoyer cooks his food before putting his fire out. Monk uses a flashbang to distract Scav2 and escape. Saint cries himself to sleep. Anub questions his sanity. Day 11. Flower overhears Hero and Rivulet talking in the distance. Review Saint is high on mushrooms. Slugcat and Hat scares Monk off. Saint defeats Chris in a fight but spares his life. Vibin hunts for other tributes. Scav2 asks Scav4 for food but she doesn't give any. Survivor questions his sanity. 3D Cat waters bubble fruit. Bread Enjoyer successfully paid the scavenger bill. Changing PFP couldn't see the dropwick but Glue saved him. Anub asks Leamster for food but he doesn't give any. And once again, no dead. Night 11. Vibin screams for help. Scav4 convinces Hero to snuggle with her. Survivor uses flashbang to distract Rivulet and escapes. Glue looks at the night sky. 3D Cat and Saint tell each other stories about themselves to each other. Changing PFP get quirky at night and killed Review Saint. Leamster fends Monk and Flower and Anub away from his fire. Slugcat and Hat uses a flashbang to distract Bread Enjoyer and escape. Chris lets Scav2 into his shelter. Day 12. Changing PFP runs away from Anub. Glue, Bread Enjoyer, Chris, and Flower form a suicide pact, killing themselves. Rip Chris, guys. Now we just have Scav4 left. Rivulet receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Monk collects fruit from a tree. 3D Cat overhears Hero and Slugcat and Hat talking in the distance. Vibin couldn't see the dropwick, but Leamster saved him. Saint questions his sanity. Survivor almost falls in void, but Scav2 catches him. Scav4 hopped on rain escape. A lot of dead this time. Review Saint, Glue, Bread Enjoyer, Chris, and Flower. 4 people killed themselves. Here, 3 dead, all dead, 2 dead, all dead, all dead, 3 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, and 2 dead. So still a few people left. Night 12. Anna passes out from exhaustion. Scav4 screams for help. Hero, Rivulet, and Survivor sleep in shifts. Slugcat and Hat tries to sing himself to sleep. Scav2 and Saint huddle for warmth. Vibin thinks of changing PFP's mother. Leamster begs for Monk to kill him. He refuses, keeping Leamster alive. 3D Cat goes to sleep. It's time for the feast. The cornucopia is replenished with spears, supplies, grenades, and other stuff. Scav4, Changing PFP, and Hero Avenger get into a fight. Changing PFP triumphantly kills them both. Treaty Cat decides not to go to the feast. Monk falls into a pit and dies. Survivor escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Slugcat and Hat and Rivulet work together to drown Vibin. Lemster decides not to go to the feast. Scav 2 and Saint track down and kill Anub. Rip Anub, guys. Day 13. Scav 2 almost falls in Void, but Treaty Cat catches him. Survivor diverts Lemster's attention and runs away. Slugcat and Hat defeats Changing PFP a lot in a fight, but spares his life. Satan receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Rivulet is high on mushrooms. And 5 dead. Scav 4, Hero, Monk, Vibin, and Anub. So here, 3 dead, 4 dead, 4 dead, 4 dead, 4 dead, 4 dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, and 3 dead. So a lot of dead. People remaining, we have Lemster, Rivulet, Saint, 4 kills. Probably going to be the MVP. Slugcat and Hat, 3D Cat, Changing PFP actually could be the MVP too with 4 kills. And Scav 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Last 7. Night 13. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually 8. I miscounted. Slugcat and Hat flashback Survivor and tries to kill them, but Survivor escapes. Changing PFP looks at the night sky. Rivulet uses sight of where she is. Saint sees a fire but stays hidden. Lemster quietly hums. Treaty Cat tends to his wounds. Scav 2 receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Day 14. Changing PFP receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Slugcat and Hat receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Saint successfully paid the scavenger bill. Rivulet and Survivor hunt further tributes. Lemster overhears Treaty Cat and Scav 2 talking in the distance. And no people dead. Night 14. Rivulet, Slugcat and Hat, and Treaty Cat cheerfully sing songs together. Scav 2 got chipped with Saint by CERN and they died together. Oh wow. Very cool. So I guess if Changing PFP gets a kill, then Saint is no longer going to be the MVP. Survivor severely injures Lemster and leaves him to die. Okay. Changing PFP tends to Survivor's wounds. Rivulet, Slugcat and Hat, and Treaty Cat hunt for their tributes. So Scav 2, Saint, and Lemster are dead. Which means people remaining. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have Survivor with 2 kills, Rivulet with 2 kills, Slugcat and Hat with 2 kills, Treaty Cat with no kills, and Changing PFP with 4 kills, currently the MVP. Only one of those is a real person, which are really good chances, just like last time. Can't wait for them to die first thing in the next day. Night 15. Rivulet crimes himself to sleep. Slugcat and Hat and Treaty Cat run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Changing PFP cries himself to sleep. Survivor cooks his food before putting his fire out. Day 16. Survivor receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. No. Slugcat and Hat hunts for their tributes. Changing PFP hopped on rain escape. No deaths. Treaty Cat, Survivor, and Slugcat and Hat discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Changing PFP receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor, and Rivulet climbs a tree to rest. Imagine how funny it would be if Slugcat and Hat won again. That's 48 times. That's a 48 times 48 chance, which is like, I think it's more than 1,600, which would be really rare for Slugcat and Hat to win 2 times in a row. Rivulet stalks Survivor. Slugcat and Hat questions his sanity. Treaty Cat was grabbed by Lean Lizard, but Changing PFP managed to save him. No deaths. Survivor defeats Rivulet in a fight, but spares her life. Changing PFP cannot handle this. Okay. Goodbye, human. Now we just have cats. Slugcat and Hat tends to Treaty Cat's wounds. So, Survivor is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Rivulet collects fruit from a tree. Treaty Cat searches for a water source. Slugcat and Hat receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. So great, I was right. Changing PFP was the first one to die. So now the only people left are cats, and one of them already won. A person who already won has a 25% chance of winning. And there's the chance of them winning twice in a row, imagine. I guess the hat does bring you luck. Rivulet receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Slugcat and Hat begs for Survivor to kill him. He reluctantly obliges. Killing Slugcat and Hat. Slugcat and Hat is dead! Treaty Cat is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Day 19. Treaty Cat goes hunting. Survivor gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. And Rivulet successfully tamed a hungry lizard. So Slugcat in Hat is dead. It's now either Survivor, Rivulet, and or 3D Cat who's here for some reason. Rivulet and 3D Cat sleep in shifts. Survivor attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Survivor explores the arena. Rivulet collects fruit from a tree. 3D Cat got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. No deaths. No. 3D Cat tries to sing himself to sleep. Rivulet successfully tamed Hungry Lizard. 3D Cat sprains his ankle while running away from Survivor. No deaths. 3D Cat questions his sanity. Survivor quietly hums, and Rivulet bleeds out due to untreated injuries. 3D Cat pushes Survivor in the worm grass, and it eats him. So, the winner is this guy. Okay. Can't wait for the whole premiere chat to be like, oh no, this sluggy game sucks so much. I can't believe I didn't win. Why does it have to be 3D Cat? Frick 3D Cat. What does the D in 3D even stand for? It's dimensional, but let's pretend we don't know. So let's see. Here we have 48th place, all the way to first place with only 1 kill. So, the summary. Ashicle and Ostil fight for a Batfly. Ashicle lost the battle and died. Dyson, Nightcat, Guncat, and Engineer Cat lost the battle against Orange Lizard Gang and died. Screwme and Scav Tree fight Flower and Saint. Flower and Saint survive. Changing PFP throws an explosive spear in Moonlight's body. He explodes after. Seasaid bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Slugcat and Hat spears the dog in the abdomen. Scap 2 kills Crux for his supplies. Batbox throws a spear into Hunter's head. Artificer cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Batbox forces Auber to kill Fanov or Leamster. He decides to kill Fanov. Scav 1 bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Scavenger Pearl Hunt. Batbox couldn't pass exit gates. Newsflash couldn't find a pearl. Scav 4 and Enoch were fighting for a pearl and Enoch died. Gorman got his pearl stolen by Rivulet and was left to rot and die. Pop-Tart couldn't find a pearl. Spearmaster silently snapped this guy's neck. Grimbear couldn't place grenade gently on floor. Satan bashes Marco's head against a rock several times. This guy falls into a pit of wormgrass and dies. Chris kills Spearmaster. Auber tried on Maid Sue and died. Birdsong dies. Jolt dies. Survivor severely slices Altos with a sword. Battles cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Changing PFP got quirky at night and killed Review Saint. Glue, Bread Enjoyer, Chris, and Flower form a suicide pact, killing themselves. Scav 4, Changing PFP, and Hero got into a fight. Changing PFP killed both of them. Monk falls into a pit and died. Slugcat and Hat and Rivulet work together to drown Vibin. Scav 2 and Saint track down and kill Anub. Scav 2 got shipped with Saint by CERN and they died together. Survivor severely injures Leamster and leaves him to die. Changing PFP cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Slugcat and Hat kills Survivor. Wait, no. Survivor kills Slugcat and Hat. Rivulet bleeds out and then 3D Cat pushes Survivor into Wormgrass. So, here we have the winner. The MVP is Changing PFP, tied with Saint. And the districts from best to worst are 10, 7, 8, 11, 1, 9, 12, 3, 6, 4, 5, and 2. So, that is it for the 4 annual Slugcat Games. I hope you were disappointed by the ending. I hope you were disappointed by the fact that Ostil wasn't the MVP again and that he died in the most uninteresting way ever. Yeah. And I hope you are disappointed that Chris and Scav 4 did not act gay this time. Overall, this was a very disappointing Slugcat Games. I hate it. This is definitely not me joking. This was the worst thing I ever did in my life. I hate my life. Bye guys.